Good afternoon and namaste. My name is Sita Mutyala, and we are here as part of Foundation for India Studies, Houston. I am interviewing Mr. and Mrs. Chowdhury Yalamanchili for the Indo-American Oral History Project in partnership with Houston Community College and Houston Public Library. Welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Yalamanchili, Chowdhury Garu and Angela.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming today and giving us an opportunity, a chance to interview and find out your experiences. And we'd like to hear all about you and your experiences.
Certainly. We'll try to.
Mr. Yalamanchili, I know several people call you Charlie, so I like to call you Chowdhury Garu.
It's up to you.
Please tell us about your background. Where were you born and raised? Which state? Was it Telangana or Andhra? Andhra Pradesh. When were you born? Where did you study? And please elaborate on your childhood and education in India.
I was born in Vadali, West Godavari district, Andhra Pradesh. That's my mother's native place. But I was raised in Degavalli, a suburb of Newsweed, Krishna district. I was born in June 26, 1954. I had a very good life. We have 5 siblings, and my father also had 7 siblings. We came from a big family.
Big family.
And having so many uncles and aunts, the life was wonderful. If I have to say, I had no regrets in India as a child, with all the relatives and fun and free, like a free bird, growing in a small village. In my village, there's about 3,000 people. And only thing is, compared to today, it seems like it was tough life, because you have to go to school, you have to walk mile and a half to 2 miles every day to go to high school and everything. But in those days, it was common to walk 2 miles every day. We enjoyed it, and after finishing high school, I went to DNR College, Bhimavaram. I did my intermediate there.
Intermediate.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did everything in India in Telugu medium schools, and I never went to big city high schools or colleges or study in everything in Telugu medium, because that's the only thing was available for me at the time. Then something happened in my life when I was in the college in India. At the time, I was studying from my grandmother's house. My grandmother, they converted into Christians. They believe in Christ, Jesus Christ, from Hinduism. I was staying at their house, going to college. Slowly, I was started believing in Jesus Christ, listening to them, and spending some time on the weekends with them, because grandparents have a lot of influence in our life.
Oh yes, definitely.
So my mother was praying. My grandparents became believers of Jesus Christ. And my uncle, he finished it at the time. He wants to be missionary to India.
Oh.
He came to United States to do PhD and Masters in Theology.
Theology, okay.
Yeah. And he came and he did. At the time, he wants me to come and help him. So I followed his footsteps. I came over here.
I see.
After I came over here, I realized I was suitable for the job. because I don't know how to preach now. I can believe in Christ, but my lifestyle was different.
Okay.
What happened was, when I was in 15, I tell a lot of people don't know in America, but you from India are some people Indians, especially who raised in Andhra Pradesh. There's a gentleman called Kakan Venkatatnam. He was giving a lot of speeches in those days when I was 14, 15, and opened a milk factory in Vijayawada. He wants a milk factory. In those days, they were hardly you can find anywhere milk you can go to buy from store. So he's asking every villagers going there because he was the, I think, agricultural minister or something at the time.
Okay.
He was big in the government. In those days, I don't know, this was 1968, I believe. So I was inspired with this speech. I talked to my father, talked to my father's brother. We have a lot of cows and buffaloes. Why don't I open a distribution ship to the milk factory before I go to school? So at the age 15, I was inspired doing business.
Wow.
I used to get up at 5:30 in the morning, go to, like Panchayati office in the village. And they gave me one room. I collect all the samples of milk from everybody, then took the percentage and fat percentage, so I can pay them back after end of the week based upon percentage of the fat of that milk.
Wow.
I work like that every day in the morning, hour and a half, then come back home, go back to school. See, that was in my genes already.
Yes.
Then I came over here. It didn't, I realized with the pressure or something I came, but my interest is going to regular college. Then I went back and got a engineering degree in mechanical engineering. Then
Where?
University of Cincinnati.
Okay.
That's my background.
Very good. So I'm glad we were able to hear a lot of your recollection of your growing up, and also the conditions at that time. And okay, so you told us what made you come to United States. Which year did you come?
In 1973.
73. Okay. So it was your own, you explained how you got here and your education in United States. And so please complete in telling us your professional education and work experience. So you didn't have a professional education in India, you had it here in the United States.
Absolutely.
But you had that business genes in you, so you had some work experience when you were at age 15 itself in India. Okay, so after your bachelor's, what brought you to Houston, and when did you come to Houston? What was your first impression when you first came to Houston?
Well, when I graduated in 1979, some friends in Cincinnati, in those days, Telugu community, Indian community was very small. It happened to be most of my friends was by profession, they're physicians. There's more physicians than engineers at the time in Cincinnati. All the engineers who worked there mostly working for GE. At that time, most of my friends' starting salaries very low compared to today. For a professionally 4-year college graduate, you're getting $16,000, $17,000 per year. That's all.
Right.
And my doctor's friends, most of them whom I associated the last 4 years in Cincinnati at the time, they said that one day we were sitting in a conversation. It happened to be they received a lawsuit from the court. That's probably changed my life.
Wow.
Basically, the lawsuit my friends received, these doctors invested some money with some another Indian. They purchased one apartment complex. That gentleman refinanced the property. He he took the money, he reinvested in his wife's name, and after 1 year, he filed bankruptcy. In those days, each one invested $25,000. For those doctors, in 1979, $25,000 is a lot of money.
Right.
And they asked me, hey, you go get a job for $17,000. We all here, we want somebody to, start making money. We want somebody to help us to manage our money. That's how I started. Then I became more like people call more like investment consultant. I did a lot of homework, then figure out, then try to go to court, try to save the property for the investors. Then we were unable to do that. That's when I realized, since I have a passion for the business, and my father being a farmer, first we want to go buy 1,000 acres land and do cultivation using the machinery.
Oh, okay.
We almost went to Indiana, state of Indiana, because close by Ohio State. We want to do massive scale agriculture because that's what my father was doing. Then we got this opportunity. Other doctors said, no, we want to invest money in real estate. We want to manage our money. Then I weighed both. I felt like my future would be much better talking to some other close friends. I decided going to real estate. Then I went back to school, then took some classes. I took a management, investment classes in 1980. In 81, I started real estate in Cincinnati.
81. In Cincinnati itself, real estate. Okay.
Then I learned a hard lesson. What you learn at the school, what you learn in practical experience, two different things.
Different things. Okay.
I tried to practice what I learned at the school. I was failed, miserable, because of no practical experience.
Yeah, that too.
After 1 year, I was really financially suffering, and everything I tried to do, I failed. Then I said, I better go get a job. Jimmy Carter was the president. I couldn't find a job there, everybody laying off. Unemployment rate was extremely high, interest rates were 19 to 20%. So how to find a job? Then I was looking, I decided I had to make money to survive.
We all do.
I picked 4 cities: Miami, Denver, Dallas, Houston.
Houston won, huh?
Yes. All these 4 cities has one common denominator. The growth was unbelievable. Okay. Real estate appreciating 15, 16, 17%.
Okay.
So then I tried to figure out, based upon the weather conditions, where I will feel comfortable, where I would have better opportunities. At that time, my uncle, Bob Jirao, Yalamanchili was here.
Okay.
Then I called him. He told me, come and visit. I came, visited, applied for a job. I got a job, I got 2 jobs in 1 week in Houston.
In real estate?
No, in engineering.
Engineering, okay.
I worked in oil and gas field for 1 year.
Okay.
While I'm working, to do in real estate, you have to be native of Houston, resident of Houston for 6 months.
Okay.
So I stayed 6 months, then I took other classes again, and I got my license, then slowly started.
So which year you came to Houston?
1982.
82. Very good. Yeah. Excellent. So your real estate is your thing, the passion, and also very successful area. Okay, I know we have some more things that I want to catch in that area, but first I like to find out, tell us about your family, children and grandchildren, where are they and what fields they are in?
I have 5 children. My eldest daughter, she is a college station. She did a biotechnology from University of Houston, and she's working in what kind of company is that? Some kind of biotech firms.
Okay.
And my second daughter got married. I have two grandchildren, one boy and girl. She stopped middle of the education. My next person, my son graduated from Dallas, Delaware University, and he's doing a computer science and networking. He's doing financially really good, and he got married 3 months ago.
Oh yes, we attended. Yes.
Other two children are one graduating this year in automotive side, other one will be graduating next summer from Waco. She is doing, my son did in automotive technology, my daughter is doing linguistics.
Yes,
major.
linguistics. Beautiful children. Angela, you are with Charlie Chaudhary Garu in all his activities. Please tell us about yourself and your experiences.
Well, I grew up in a small town, a lot like him, in agricultural area like him. I guess that's why we have a lot in common, because we kind of grew up in the same kind of, even though we were worlds apart.
In Texas? Texas?
No, actually in Maine.
In Maine, okay.
And then, so I came to Houston shortly after he did. I came in '83, and met Chowdhury actually that same year, because I was working for a company that he was doing business with. So that's where I met him. But yeah, we've enjoyed each other immensely. It's good. Yeah.
Excellent. So, Angela, how do you feel in Indian community and gatherings?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I do. Even though I haven't learned the language that much, I've learned a lot of words, and I do understand a few more things than people might realize sometimes. But it's been a lot of fun. It's a very close-knit community. We have a lot of good friends that have been here for so many years. I've seen over and over and over. I remember before we even got married, I remember the same people. We're still good friends. Yes. So it's a very good community to be with. Yeah.
Excellent.
Actually, I don't know if you remember or not. You're one of our guests during our wedding.
Oh yes, I remember.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we know you. We're very good friends. Yeah, I was from Cincinnati itself, and then we attended your wedding and
that's right.
Actually,
wedding,
actually, the wedding was right here around the corner from here, I think.
Yes, I remember very well. Yeah. We're very close friends. Okay, now we know that your hand is in India House project of Houston in a big way. And then please tell us how you got involved in that big event in Houston and any other important projects like that you're involved in. India House is a very good and important event to Houston and a mark to Houston. So I would like to hear from you.
You're absolutely right. I was involved due to the community leaders such as Mr. Wabilala and I forgot the gentleman name, we didn't go to his wedding. Pardon?
Wedding.
Yeah.
Madhur? Dr. Madhur, maybe?
Remember other guy we were supposed to go to Salt Lake City a couple of months ago too. He came to Telugu communities a couple of times, I brought him. 3 or 4 people, we had a lunch in different meetings. They convinced me. One day, Dr. Mathur and Dr. Agrawal and this third gentleman, those all 3 we had with their spouses and Angela, we had a lunch. Okay. And casual lunch I was planning to do. Small amount, but they convinced me a larger amount over 3 years where we can able to pay. We agreed to support India House in big way. Like you say, the reason was we want to see India House work as ambassador between India and America. And the way I understood and I believe, India House will help the community, Indian community as well as American community, providing social services, health care, and about Indian culture and Hinduism. A lot of people don't understand what Hinduism is. So we can educate local people about our country. I mean, of course, this is also my country. My mother country as well as the culture and everything, where we can, by understanding both communities, I felt like we can have better relationship in the community. I want to be the part of that.
Excellent.
That's why I decided do the best I can do for the growth and the best interest of the community.
Very good. Now I like to hear any more involvements like that in town, in Houston, that you are helping or involved for the future and for the better of the future.
Well, we did different things. I was involved developing one community for low-income people. I got some awards and worked with city councilman Joe Roach, and they were very thankful. I did this one 14 years ago, 15 years ago. We help a lot of communities not based on either they're Indians or not. Right. We strongly believe our interest to help humanity based on the need rather than national origin, color, sex, religion. Those not important. What's important is help humanity the best way we can because they need us. This society blessed us, we want to give back to society. Besides that major thing we did, we committed to MD Anderson Cancer Institute. We're trying to take give a large donation to that. I believe MD Anderson doing a great job in the cancer side of local people.
Very good.
We want to be supporting that kind of great, fine institutions.
Very good. I know you're working with real estate, residential development, commercial development in several areas in Houston, not only in Houston, all over the United States and abroad also. So you contributed to Houston in so many ways too, along with what we're talking about. And please tell us some of those contributions that you have not covered yet. I know we covered some of them, so you can even mention about the development areas as well too.
We develop like that low-income housing in South Houston for the community's purpose. In few $1 million with the investment we did there. Besides that, in all parts of the town, we do purchase real estate and we do renovate and improve the quality of the life of those people, and doing in the process, we create a mutual benefit. Benefit to the investors as well as benefit to the lot of employees. We create employment. That's a major thing what we do. By creating employment, you're helping the community. And with some other profits, we'll try to give back to communities, different small organizations.
Okay, very good. Now, what do you think and how Houston contributed to your professional and personal growth. Can you elaborate on how Houston influenced you in your life?
Houston is a great city. It's a really different, unique, diverse city. In Houston, you don't feel like you don't feel like you're a stranger here. You will see almost from every nation representing their embassies here, the people, the restaurants. When you go there, you see a lot of ethnic stores, and you feel like you don't have to go to South America or Africa or India or Philippines, either taste their food or meet the kind of people you always come across. So I think living in Houston is kind of blessing where you can experience different type of people. And Houston helped growth because Houston is a unique city where the city itself helps entrepreneurs like me. If you believe in something, if you believe in the location is good, if you want to develop the land, you can create your own zoning and develop it.
Okay, zoning.
Lot of other cities, city will tell you what you can build, what you cannot build there. In Houston, you as a developer create your own zoning, what you can do, what you can build.
Excellent point.
And it's much easier restrictions. People like me, a lot of other entrepreneurs, they were much able to establish business at a lower cost and export to other countries or do business nationwide much easier.
Very good. Angela and Chaudhary garu, either one of you are instrumental in founding any associations or organizations in Houston. What has been your involvement in social, cultural, religious organizations in town?
We involve a lot of them. I can specify quite few different organizations we involve. In each organization, one of the biggest problems we have, we both work 60, 70 hours for a while, but we still work. Our average common work week even today, but last 30 years I worked in the beginning, first 5, 6 years I used to have 2 jobs besides real estate, try to make some money, and even in real estate I work 60 hours a week is very common. So we have very limited time for social life, but whatever the available life, we are involved a lot of social, religious, as well as political organizations.
Well,
try to contribute.
Excellent. So that's what my next question was going to be. What has been your involvement in political and also professional organizations?
Well, as far as, like he said, since we work so many hours, we don't start organizations of our own, but we do support a lot of other organizations that help anywhere from, digging wells for villages in Africa to giving shoes to people that don't have shoes to helping those girls in trafficking, in human trafficking, getting them out. There's so many opportunities to support a lot of those organizations. We don't personally run them, but we certainly support a lot of different.
And you are involved in several of those very important and good cause organizations.
Yes, we go by mostly we spend money towards the humanity side. We believe that's the best kind of a charity you can give. We believe in that.
Very, very good. Okay, very interesting information and all that. And I want to ask this particular question, even though this is a sensitive subject, I like to go ahead and ask. Have you experienced, witnessed, or noticed any discrimination, personally or distantly, in Houston or any of the other places you lived in the United States?
Discrimination. You know,
Over the years.
yeah, in the beginning when I came here, when I'm working some different, when I was doing some odd jobs, people told me they're going to discriminating you, or they discriminate because you're brown skin or black skin. Mostly some of the black skin people told me that too. But I never really saw, I never really paid attention. The reason I believe, I have a lot of American friends. I heard people telling to me they were discriminated. Fellow Indians and some fellow African Americans and a lot of other people by whites. But I don't know. My belief is if you are confident about what you do, if you have a strong will of communicating with respect, with the good moral values, being conservative, I believe people will respond back to you same way without any prejudice.
Yes.
That's what I believe.
Excellent way of putting it. I believe in that 100% too. Okay. Like you were talking about how Houston is a very cosmopolitan city. We have so many different Indian communities in our city, like Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Gujarati, Marwadi, Punjabi, Marathi, Kerala, etc. What are your feelings on the future of these communities? Will they all slowly unite as one big Indian community or maintain unity in diversity? I want either both of you to give your own personal opinion.
I don't know how much she knows about all the community, but in my opinion, I discussed this particular item. Couple of India House board of directors and the committee members. Since we have India House, we should not take India House granted for Telugu people or Gujarati people or any one community or your friends or my friends.
Right.
This should be for Indians.
Right.
That means it doesn't matter what caste, what religion, as long as an Indian, we should help other Indians who comes under umbrella of India House. We should invite every community, every Indian organizations to come take a part into that. I requested them go after these communities, offer them our service, offer them we want to be one. We want to show the American community we are the Indians. It's India House, not just Telugu, Marathi, or Kannadam, or Bengalis house, you know. But someday I'm hoping, at least we're trying to put that in our charter. Hopefully someday, that's my dream.
Are we going in that direction?
You know, that's my goal someday. The reason someday means I'm right now just 60 years old. I have still very active business life, but I'm planning to retire a little bit early. People don't believe I'm going to retire, but I'm going to.
We don't believe you.
I have you on tape now.
I'm going to retire at least part-time, wherever my passion is regarding what your question is excellent. I really, really, really love to see that, to show other communities in this country, such as Chicago Indian community, New York Indian community, San Diego Indian community, San Francisco Indian community. Look at Indians in Houston. They are one. They don't have 20 different, even though they have 20 different organizations,
They work together.
but they work together. That's my dream. If I can do it when I'm semi-retired, that would be my goal.
Okay. We wish you all the best, and I'm sure several people will feel that way and help you in that regard.
Yes, I can do myself. We
Exactly.
need support
Oh,
from
yes.
every leader from each organization.
Right. Please tell us about any significant awards you received. Either one of you, both of you.
I don't know, you
We'd like
call
to
them
hear.
these awards or not, For a philanthropic award I received from late Dr. A.N.R. I was very honored that,
Okay.
recognizing my philanthropy, and I received a lot of award from City of Houston developing the project. I received a lot of awards in the business community regarding the way we negotiated the loans, what we did with some banks and everything. But
Yeah.
my awards mostly more business related rather than community related.
Would you like to contribute, Ed?
No, no. I mean, there's probably so many that he wouldn't even remember. This gets all these plaques and statues and different things. So, yeah, it's hard to remember.
All right. Now, Chaudhary Garu, with having Angela as your wife, we can see that you both are integrated in Houston mainstream community quite a bit. Can you add additional things in this line?
Maybe you can answer better.
I don't know in what way.
Oh, in your whole life, life activities, or as your years going by and getting involved in mainstream activities.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
I'm sure you are. I know it's hard
Yeah,
to pinpoint
It's hard to
like
pinpoint.
that.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay, I like to ask about your children. Do they feel as Indians or Americans or a little bit of both? What difficulties they face among family get-together and any language and other cultural barriers?
No, I haven't heard where they're having any difficulties in friends or family. They pretty much have both of us together, so they can pretty much go around.
Best of both.
They have,
They got even my granddaughter, she goes to ballet, she goes Indian dances, she learns. You saw my daughter took some Telugu classes, she wants to learn. She was mad at me, I didn't teach her enough Telugu. I'm fortunate about 3 of my kids speaks fairly good Telugu. Other 2, they'll understand, they want to learn. But even my grandkid wants to know more Telugu. They like Indian music. She watches Bharatanatyam, my grandchild. Plus they're watching other their cousins, like my sister's daughter. She graduated from Bharatanatyam. So they do have influence from their cousins about Indian culture. And I don't believe they have any difficulties at all.
What do you think about the future generations of Indian background in Houston? Will they maintain any identity as Indians for a long time, or will they be mixed in the melting pot soon?
For this kind of question, I'm sure everybody has a different opinion.
Of course, that's why I want to capture your opinion, both of your opinion.
Based upon their life experience. My belief is, I believe most Indians are very strong moral values, and they have a strong beliefs about how to raise the children. Most of Indians has influence on the first generation of Indians. See, they learned that from their parents. I'm noticing quite few families, it may not be all the families, quite few families, even if they're married interracial marriages, they're showing or they're practicing similar, strong, moral, conservatively they're raising their children, because it's passing generation to generation. I believe it will be there, because I tried to do some businesses in South America. Some Indians left India almost 200 years ago. Now they are political leaders, everything, where we're trying to do some business there. I come across few Indians, they're still carrying, first time I met the people, I was surprised, they're carrying Indian names. They may not, they do practice some holidays, maybe 50% of the tradition is gone, but 50% tradition after 200 years, they're still carrying in those countries. To me, in those days, they have a less connection between India and them because of communication. Today, the communication, internet and everything much, much better between India and here. Because of that communication era we are in, I strongly believe it will take a long, long, long time to go away, or leaving our traditions. You know, at least I strongly believe you will see at least your children, your grandchildren, without any doubt. That's my belief.
Okay, Angela, any comments in that line? What is your...
Well, I think if you just go to any of the Indian weddings here, you know, they're very, very traditional. You know, they can last for almost days.
Multiple days.
Almost like in India. So, no, I do think that the Indian culture will stay a long time, even if they're interconnected or go to other countries and are mixed marriages and all that. I still think generation after generation, there'll still be a lot of that culture still there.
Okay.
I think most people are proud about that.
Yeah.
I think our children, they're not ashamed. We are all proud about our culture, our heritage.
Yes,
I say that without any doubt.
Very good. Chaudhary garu,
Next to me.
any regrets for coming to America? What are your feelings about the future of your children, grandchildren, growing up in American culture, and we just talked about erosion of Indian cultural and religious values. You already mentioned about your strong opinion on that. But what about, by any chance, do you have any regrets for coming to America?
As a my personal family concerned, I don't have any regrets. I think I have more freedom. I can express much better. Like American dream, I can do whatever I want to do without recommendation. Like in India, if you want to grow and everything, no matter how much money you have, if you don't have the cloud of recommendation and as well as money, it is hard to grow from bottom to top. In American dream, if you believing in your heart, you can be the President of the United States. That is the opportunity here. I don't have opportunity to be president, but I got opportunity to do whatever I want to do, raise as high as I want to. But my children have that kind of opportunity. I have only small regret. The regret is, because I was raised in India, because I have a strong ties with India, I respect human life so much. Every time I see, I hear my loved ones passing away, my uncle, aunt so close to me when I was little, they're passing away. It hurts I'm not there.
Yeah.
That hurts me.
Yeah. That's
Except that I'm very happy here.
very good. I know you both very well for a long time. I know you have a very successful marriage and interracial marriage. But I like to ask you this. What are your comments? Each one of you, I want you to tell me. What are your comments on interracial marriages?
You want to go first? Ladies first in American.
Well, since I married him, you can tell that I have no problem with interracial marriage. I know my family was afraid at first because they didn't know any Indians. There are no Indians in northern Maine, I guess. There are a few now, but not many. But I think my mother's biggest fear was that I would go to India and not come back.
Oh.
She was very afraid of that. Other than that,
understand.
but no, after they met him, they absolutely love him like their own son. And actually, his parents and my parents are about the same age. They're very similar. So he grew up with the same values that I did. We grew up in a lot of the same things when we were kids. We grew up very happy. We grew up loving work, to find joy in work. And, so there's not a whole lot of difference between us other than the fact that we're from opposite sides of the world. But no, we'd have more common than you would think.
Still the same world.
That's right.
What about you, Chaudhary?
Yes, my parents weren't happy at all. Maybe it's my fault. I didn't tell them because I know they're not going to approve it. I got married first, then I told them. Either they're mad or not, they didn't approve. They were mad at me for more than a year. Once they met Angela, they forgot about everything because she's very lovely and presentable. I think most people I know who got married, most international marriages are very successful. You got always one or two bad people who make wrong decisions, or people in a different dream world. But I believe the reason my parents or somebody has a negative opinion about interracial marriages, they don't know the truth about Americans here.
Right.
I believe Americans have a same strong moral values. True, what you see in the movies is not true.
Right.
The biggest problem everybody, they see certain stupid movies, they believe all the Americans are like that. But once you start engaging in the society, people here as much loyal to the husband as in India. They've been married 30, 40, 50 years. They have a strong opinions about marrying to one person or living the rest of their life. I'm really fortunate to meet a lot of that kind of people in this society. I have no regrets. I'm extremely happy with my wife.
Very good.
And my
We can definitely see that. That's excellent. Okay, I would like to find out, would you like to add anything we have not talked about?
We haven't not talked about.
I think we covered about everything.
No, you did a good job asking a lot of questions, and I'm glad I was able to answer it.
What about you, Angela? Can you think of anything that you would like to add? Any message that you would like to leave for future generations, or anything you would like? Any comments? Anything that you want to say?
I'd like to say something because this is for a legacy, they want to see second generation, third generation, but I would like to say something. I don't know if the people may like it, may not like it. I believe if you are confident about whatever you do and put your mind to work, and if you try, you will succeed in this country, because especially in this country, your opportunities are much higher to grow, because your caste, your religion, not having money, none of those will stop you to grow. If you have the eagerness or thirst to be something, the passion will get you there. That's the difference from here to other countries. So if anybody comes to this country from Indian origin, or our children's children, they should believe in the system and work hard, believing in themselves. You will certainly will shine. Go by the majority, don't go by the minority. Somebody got discriminated by 1% of the people, or something happened to one person. Don't take those examples. See all the successful people, what they went. I didn't tell you, you asked me if I want to share something. I just want to share one small thing what nobody knows. Today I may be successful, maybe I have $1 to give to charities for the sake of humanity. I'm doing that because it is important to know the value of the dollar. When you work hard, there will no shame. My wife laughs at me. I won't tell you something, because there's nothing to be ashamed. When you work hard, I walk on the street, I go in front of the stop and go, people get lazy, they dump the cigarette pack, everything in the car. You got a whole bunch of nickels and dimes. I just pick up, wash my hands, come home.
I do the same.
I pick pennies so I can donate to somebody.
Exactly.
She laughs at me, why you pick? Hey, why you want that?
I do that too.
I didn't steal the money.
So respect for that money, that's a hard earned.
Yeah, I have to wash my hands and picking up and everything, you know. To me, there's nothing wrong. Nothing should be ashamed what you do. As long as you're not stealing, you're not lying.
Right. Righteous.
Yeah. Because the reason I believe I was successful is, first you have to save money. That's why I picked with the money. I saved the money. You know, when I was just like you and me when we came to this country, for almost 4 to 5 months, I slept on the floor because I couldn't able to buy a bed. I had a blanket, pillow, and mat. I bought an old car for $250. That's how we came to this country.
Yes.
I came to this country with $7.
Not 8. Like I did. I came with $8.
And
in
we
67.
survived.
Yes.
That's the greatness of this country.
That is.
And I want people to know, other generations. I'm so thankful to America.
Yes.
Americans. I have warm welcome majority all the time, because you treat them with respect and everything. I was talking to my wife, and I told this a lot of people. If we are in India, not in America, this many Americans coming to India, in Andhra Pradesh, would we welcome them like this, like they're welcoming us?
Yeah.
I have my doubts. But this is great country, everybody can survive. I think people should believing in themselves, work hard.
With that excellent note, I want to thank both of you, Mr. and Mrs. Yalamanchili, Charlie, Chaudhary Garu, and Angela, for giving us this opportunity. It has been excellent talking to you both. And I want to thank FIS, Houston Community College, and Houston Public Library for this great opportunity.
It's my pleasure, Sita Garu. We really appreciate your time, taking time and interviewing us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And have a good afternoon.